So my name is Shama Matovu. I recently began a YouTube channel like April last year, but now I began a show this year. It's called the AMF Show, A Million Friends Show, where my goal is to move around interacting with people and having conversations that it's basically thinking out loud to have better ways of living, and it's basically personal development. And so when I heard about this, I have school today, but I decided to come today, and I was like, all these videos going out online, so you're seeing mean things everywhere and things like that, and you're seeing these wars and you're like, is there a hope in humanity? And when you look at such places, I've known Sanyu Baby's home since over how old, because I used to study at Victoria's, so it's a place I've always known. And yeah, but that's a question that first came into my mind, like, is there a hope in humanity? And if that's true, or if it's there, like, I want to get an answer from someone like you who has seen some of these stories firsthand. So today's short interview, because it has been so short notice, maybe you tell us a bit about the stories, about maybe how you came to work here, or to not work, because I don't think it's work, it's more of ministry and service here. It would be mean or rude to call it work, but basically how there is hope in humanity, because I've seen these children happy, and there's one I met called Stuart, and I think you know him. And it just breaks my heart, because I remember I was going for breakfast and he didn't want to let me go. He was like, no, don't go. And I'm like, anyway, I'm still young, so I can't even take any home. So just tell us maybe a bit about yourself, and we shall continue from there.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, thank you very much, and you're welcome into Sanyu Baby's home. My name is Barbara Nancha Mutagubia. I have served at Sanyu Baby's home for 18 years now. And Sanyu has been here for so many years, since 1929. 1929, that is 87 years down the road, taking care of the abandoned babies and children deprived of parental love. A number of our babies we receive are usually found in places like garbage heaps. A mother delivers a one-day-old baby, places the baby in a plastic bag, and dumps it on a garbage heap, while others are rescued from the bottoms of pit latrines, and by the time they get into our care, they're still drenched in waste and full of maggots. Some of them have actually been literally bitten by maggots, and they have fresh wounds from the bites of the maggots because they have stayed in the pit latrines for so long. Some are placed in plastic bags and dumped in trenches of water on a rainy day so that the running water will wash them away, while others are left in bushes and actually rescued by dogs. You can imagine a human being abandoning a baby in a bush, but God uses an animal, a dog, to rescue the baby. There was a little boy who received his story is sad, that, well, all the stories are sad. I mean, the fact that you have been separated from your mother has abandoned you, or your main caregiver has abandoned you, that's already sad enough. But this little boy was abandoned in a bush near somebody's fence, and at around 1 a.m. the lady in the house had dogs barking. At 2 a.m. the dogs were barking so hard, but she also had a cry of a baby. So being a mother, she notified neighbors to come out and see what was going on, and only to find very many big dogs surrounding a baby, barking and probably saying, that is 2 a.m. Human beings, wake up, there's a human baby here. Unfortunately, there were puppies as well, baby dogs, which couldn't differentiate whether this was a baby or meat for them to feast on. So the puppies had literally started feasting on the one-day-old baby boy. They had bitten off his umbilical cord, his private parts, and the right leg. Now that is 2 a.m. and with such a case in Uganda, you can hardly get much help. By the time they went through all the protocol, going to the LC, police, and then they managed to get some first aid for the baby, they got into Sanyu Baby's home at 10 a.m. So many hours in between, from 2 a.m., 10 a.m., those already very, very many hours. So we rushed to Mengo Hospital, which is over the fence, to get an ambulance to take us through the traffic jam so we can take the baby to Mulago, the National Referral Hospital. The doctors there tried so hard, but by 5 p.m. we lost the baby. And when I got a call from the caregiver we left behind that the baby had passed away, I said how I wish the mother of this baby gets to know that we've actually lost the baby, so that we can mourn together. Maybe this is the same mother that is going to go back, become pregnant, abandon, and go away, and again and again. Maybe this is a mother in your neighborhood. You have seen women pregnant for 9 months, and then after 9 months they're not pregnant, they don't have a baby. but nobody bothers. So you ask, is there hope in humanity? Who will care? Who will speak for the voiceless? And nobody bothers to ask her, where is the baby? We didn't hear you lose the baby or what? And life goes on and on and on. So when the babies come in our care, this becomes their home. We take care of their medical needs. Many of them come when they have serious medical conditions. Some of them have heart problems, hydrocephalus, some are HIV positive, cerebral palsy, and many other conditions. So we are supposed to take care of all their needs. And yet, Sanyu Babies Home relies on support of people like you, because there is no any single organization or institution that funds us on a regular basis. We rely on donations. So when groups like yours come to visit us and give back to Sanyu Babies Home, it keeps us going. It brings back hope. Even as we serve, we are energized and we have reason to come back tomorrow and again and again and again. So I want to encourage you, keep coming, tell people out there, I'm telling you, people that will watch this, please come, consider giving back to Sanyu Babies Home. For some of you have done that, some of you have visited, but I encourage you, keep coming and coming and coming, because the need goes on and on and on. Today, when we receive a bag of sugar, we will consume it within a few days, and then we will need more and more. And yet, even when you open up your families to adopt these children, more children coming. So for those that have considered adoption, thank you so much. And I want to call upon you, people out there, can you consider giving a family to one of our children that is living with us? Because at Sanyu, we believe that children belong in families and not orphanages. We want to see each of the children you have met today get a family, get a big brother like you, get a big sister, get a mommy, get a daddy, and then they know, oh, these are my people. And that way, each time one child leaves, it allows us space to take in other children that are in desperate need of care and protection. So there are enormous ways people out there can be a blessing to the children. And if you cannot adopt a child, you can choose to sponsor a child. One child is feeding per month is only 60,000 shillings. Just imagine what you can do with 60,000 if you went to CJs. I mean, yeah. But for us, we need that to feed one baby for a month. Wow. So you can sign up to feed 2 babies in a month, or 3 babies, or whatever you can. At Sanyu Babies Home, we welcome donations of any kind, donations of any amount, because they make such a huge difference.
So when she was met by my group or our group, I came here with Dove mentorship program, and they're the group that has given me this access, and I'm really blessed because I've been looking forward to come to this place, but as someone who is below 18, it's not really easy to just come out of nowhere and you come in. Though it is approved and okay, these guys would love you to come, but I'm not yet an adult, so I can't move around freely. Yeah, so that's what she means by the group. But earlier today, I heard you say something that behind every smile is a sad story. So I don't know if I'm going to frame this question well, but is it restore hope, or how do you give the smile? Okay, I know you don't give the smiles, but what is it that happens here that turns that sad story into a smile? Because I know it is always still there, and someone will always keep, some things don't go away, but there is kind of hope. Because when you, for some of you who will see some of the pictures or whatever, but when you see some of these children, you may not even know what has happened to them, or maybe that this kid was once thrown in a pit lap, something like that. They just have this joy, and I don't know how that happens. Would you mind maybe?
Well, Sanyu Babies Home, actually the word Sanyu means joy. It means happiness. It is a Luganda word. And our motto is home of joy. So we want to see joy every day. And by the way, as a Christian, I'm a Christian, and when we go into the Christian world, joy is one of the fruit of the Holy Spirit. So that is what we pray to see in Sanyu Babies Home every other day. Receiving a 9-month-old baby coming in weighing 3.7 kilograms, very sad. They cannot respond to touch. You're still young, but when I talk about 3.7, that is birth weight. Probably your parents gave birth to you when you were 3.7 or even 4 kilograms. But now this is a child who is 9 months old. I'll show you a picture if you can show the camera over there. There is a little girl, yes, Daniela. That's the girl I'm talking about. She arrived at approximately 9 months old, and she only weighed 3.7 kilograms at 9 months. She could not respond to touch. She could not smile. She could not cry. She could not even feed. Her stomach was not used to feeds anymore because she had been deprived of feeds for a very long time. And with consistency and prayer and, you know, singing and smiling to this baby, feeding the baby every now and then, taking care of her medical needs, she eventually smiled one day, and you can see the next picture. That transformation, you just can't buy it anywhere. It takes God. It takes hard work. It takes persistency. It takes teamwork. So that is what happens every day at Sanyu Babies Home. Sometimes children come when they are small as 0.5 kilograms. That is very, very small. A baby fitting here, and this baby has been rescued from a plastic bag in a bush. And, you know, within no time, you can see a transformation in their lives. And at Sanyu, you always say that it is never too late to have a happy childhood. So when people come together, when we receive your support, when we receive your prayers, when we receive whatever you can give, this is what keeps us going. However, it is never easy. There are always those difficult moments. Sometimes a child gets so sick, and, you know, you pray and trust God that they will be fine. You do whatever you can do. You take them to hospital for a full month and nothing happens. Then you eventually lose the baby. There are those sad moments. But every day, you know, it's another day. Even when one child is gone, tomorrow another child is going to come into your care, and you can't mourn forever. You have to welcome this baby with a smile. You have to embrace this child so that they feel loved and know that there is a mother that cares. Here, there is a father. There is a place we can call home after being left on the streets or in bushes or on garbage heaps. There is a place we can call home. So that is what keeps us going, and that is what we do to ensure that Sanyu indeed is a home of joy.
Yeah, so maybe for my last question or something like that, you see you've been here for 18 years, right?
Yeah.
So what has been the most joyful moment you've experienced, and probably also the worst? Maybe you could share both experiences, and yeah, maybe we shall do one more. Sorry.
Well, joyful moment, the most joyful moment, I will talk about one little girl that came in very, very sick and with very serious complications, health complications, and we went to different specialists, but all their reports were very negative reports, and they said this girl wouldn't live. That is about 5 years ago. As I speak up to now, this girl is still alive. So every other day this girl was improving and improving and growing stronger and stronger. That only brought joy into my life. You know, when all the reports are negative, when all the comments are very negative, even when you do the test, the different tests, they are very negative, but then you see that the child is instead becoming even better and better. So that alone brings so much joy to us. Most sad moment. There are very many sad moments, but that particular one, when a child passes away, it is never easy. Even when you try, there are many, but I'll speak about one that happened in 2024 when we got a measles outbreak at Sanyu Babies Home, and lots of children fell sick. You know, measles is a airborne disease from this child to another, and you've seen the children. Just imagine how fast it can spread to all those children. So the children were critically ill. We took some of them to Mengo Hospital. They were hospitalized. But then there is this specific little boy who seemed to be a fighter. After going through a series of treatments and, you know, trying to become better, and again he went back to being very, very sick. So the boy was transferred to Mulago Hospital. And as we were waiting to have a CPAP machine that was free to ensure that this child can, that the child's breathing can be supported, because the normal oxygen couldn't do, that couldn't happen. So throughout the night, we were connected to this other normal oxygen, but we couldn't find a CPAP machine that could save this child's life. And sadly, that morning, we lost the baby. So, you know, when you have so much hope, and you've seen this baby fighting throughout all those difficult moments, the difficult days, and then he is almost getting there and you lose him. That's very, very sad.
Yeah, so wow. I won't lie, those have been some really detailed responses. Thank you very much. But so maybe as we conclude this short interview, actually it's a conversation, not an interview, because maybe what would you have as a last say to anyone maybe out there watching? Because my channel is not big, but it has people who care, and everyone cares, but there are people who are out there and maybe don't know where to start, maybe in case they want to help. How do you even get the volunteers? Maybe something small about that also.
First of all, before I call upon people to help, I just want to tell people out there that in case you've lost hope, it would be something small or something big, something you're considering to be really, really big. Don't lose hope. Let the stories of Sanyu babies, home children encourage you, and know that you can still make it in life. If a little baby of 0.5 kilograms left on a garbage heap or in a bush in the middle of the night can survive and make it, and they become stronger and they grow into healthy children, then don't lose hope. You can also make it, whatever situation that you're going through. It could be books, academics, it could be pressure from your parents, it could be lack of tuition, school fees, whatever it is, name it, there is still hope. And then I also want to encourage you, whatever God has blessed you with, you can choose to be a blessing to the less advantaged children, to the vulnerable children. At Sanyu Babies Home, we have so many children we take care of, and yet we rely on support of people like you out there. So I call upon you, be it 1,000 shillings, 5,000 shillings, 10,000, 500, 1 million, 20 million, whatever you have, you can give to make a difference in the lives of the children at Sanyu Babies Home. You can choose to come and visit. You can choose to come and bring donations in kind. Whatever there is, it will make a difference. So keep giving, and for those that have been giving, I want to encourage you to give and give and give. There is a favorite scripture I like so much in Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, which says that let us not get weary in doing good, for at a proper time we shall reap a harvest if we don't give up. So don't get weary, keep doing good, you will indeed reap a harvest. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. One small last question, and probably also some people out there would be having this curiosity. Do you follow up to see where some of those children are? Because you said it has been here for over 87 years, so 97. Wow, sorry. So could you maybe, do you follow up to see where some of those children, either maybe are some of them doctors, do you follow up or anything like that?
Oh sure, we do follow up. Children exit through various ways. The first category are those children that are reunited with their living family members. Wow. When a child comes in, we have a team of social workers that go out into the community to get involved in the tracing and doing investigations. So if we find a living family member, we do assessments and then eventually take back the child home. Of course, anybody would ask, then why would you do that if they abandon the baby? You will never find the entire family abandoning a baby. Maybe it was only one young girl who thought nobody will accept her with her baby, and then she abandons the baby. And probably right now she's in Luzira prison for having abandoned the child. Or maybe a mother got mental health challenges and got sick. And then a baby is abandoned. So we go out and trace for living family members and reunite those children. When we take back the children home, we make the post-placement visits. We keep following up to find out how they are doing. Sometimes we realize that they even need support, just a little support like giving them dewormers, or just a little support like giving them 1 kilogram of sugar so that it keeps them going. We do follow-ups. And then the other way children exit Sanyu Babies Home is through adoptions. When they go and get adoptive families, we make post placement visits, post foster visits, where we get to find out how they are doing, how they are fitting into family, and then come up with our reports, which will eventually submit to court as the family is getting an adoptive order. So we definitely make follow-ups. However, some families after getting adoption orders for their children, some of them choose to say, Sanyu Babies Home, you see, we don't want our child to know, much as we advise that if you adopt a child, let them know how you got them. I mean, it will make so much meaning to this child to know this is how I was got. But the challenge is that some of your families don't tell you. For example, You could be one of them. And you know, your father and mother came and picked you up from Sanyu Baby's home while you were a baby, but they haven't told you, they've never disclosed to you, and they're like, oh no, maybe not now. Oh, he's into serious academics, he's into serious books, maybe he's going for exams, not now. And you see, it goes on and on and on. So you grow up not knowing that this is your family, you came from Sanyu Baby's home. So we also have that category of so many people that do not know they came from here. But those that know that they came from here have been visiting. Even those that weren't blessed with families and were eventually transferred to other childcare institutions like SOS, Vision for Africa, Watoto, USO, and many other children's homes that take care of older children. These children eventually grow up. Once they become 18, they are sent into independent living. But they will still know we came from Sanyu Baby's home, and they come back.
Thank you very much for your time. It has really been a blessing, and wow, I'm really blessed, and I really pray that God may keep on providing more. And seeing a smile on someone's face is not really the easiest thing these days, and seeing that there are places that still restore the humanity, because by the time a dog rescues someone, it's just out of my hands. So thank you very much for your time, and I really appreciate it.
Got touched after watching this message, because I also felt very convicted to give. I've linked or I've put a picture of the details that you can use to contact Madame Barbara herself, or that you could maybe send money. And in case you can't do any of those things, you could also actually just type an email and maybe send your regards or anything that you'd like to say, or even ask for more details on maybe how to use PayPal to pay and send money, because I know people who watch these videos are from different parts of the world. But I really hope that touched you, and may the Lord be with you, and make sure you like and subscribe and help me grow this channel more to reach more families and communities. Amen.